St. Louis County Police Department has come under fire during the last week of protests over the death of Michael Brown. Its Tactical Operations Unit, with its armored trucks and tear gas, have been called too militaristic. Thursday night, I spent the evening embedded with these embattled officers. I watched them as they patrolled the streets of Ferguson. I had to also wear this bulletproof vest and carry a gas mask. These are the precautions that police are taking despite things being seemingly calm. I also sat in the passenger side of this vehicle. I listened to stories of fear and learned exactly why police officers are operating the way they do.
The officers that I have working with me, we are dressed in camouflage. We do have armored trucks. As long as they want to exercise their right to demonstrate peacefully, there's no reason for my team to be here. Unfortunately, from what we have seen, it's almost every evening the violent protesters want to come back out and try to steal and loot and cause physical damage to each other and to us. We cannot, as police officers, stand by and let that happen. We are doing everything we can to give everyone an opportunity to have their right to peaceful protest. We're not going to take any action unless something goes wrong.
Thursday, the Tactical Operations Unit drove to a car wash parking lot across the street from Quick Trip. The convenience store was burned down last week and has been ground zero for protests. Officers in the unit carried guns, handcuffs, radios, and a number of other tools. One officer stopped to explain some of the gear to me.
In the front, he has extra magazines for his rifle and for his pistol. He has his own GoPro. This is usually to protect us from invalid complaints.
KAPAYOU later told me that police had been caught off guard and could have made better decisions when the protests first started last week.
I think things have gone a lot more smoothly for us with the press riding with us, because at least we can tell our side of it while we're acting on it, and we don't feel like we're alone, where we're always the bad guy no matter what we do.
Critics have said the equipment being used by police makes Ferguson look like a war zone. But one St. Louis County police officer who did tours in Iraq says the two situations shouldn't be compared.
I mean, yes, it gets scary. We do get shot at here, but we do everything we can to keep everybody safe, which is, unlike in the military, we have different objectives, which is, capture or eliminate the enemy. Here, our job is completely different. Our motto is to save lives, so that includes everybody, even sometimes the criminals who are acting aggressive towards us. We take every action we can to save their lives.
People criticizing police tactics have also said that the departments lack diversity. One black St. Louis County police officer weighed in on the issue of race and the lack of diversity among officers.
Everything around here is based around race. You can't let that afford. You can't let it get to you. I think some of the black officers are pointed out even more by the protesters because we're all supposed to be on the same side. So, I mean, it's hard, it's tough. I go home, I cry at night, but I keep moving.
Poindexter said he doesn't concern himself with racial differences and rather focuses on making sure protesters remain peaceful.
I come to work every day to make sure these guys go home at night, and that's what's most important to me.
Officers with the same goal made some arrests Thursday, but the Tactical Operations Unit mainly stood around and passed the time playing video games and making jokes. At about midnight, 4.5 hours after they began, officers called it a night.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Get home safe, guys.
The night ended without any violence, but officers say they are hoping for the best but prepared for the worst. In Ferguson, Missouri, I'm Yamiche Alcindor for USA Today.